Fnatic. We've seen Ice play it. There is the opportunity for Moon to play it since teams have also been flexing the mid Doom as well. So
to pick hero that can take down Roshan really quickly, so you utilize on the Aegis to fight the Doom, because having a second life is always good. And that's another third way as well. Pick Spectre, eat the Doom, buy back Horn back again, and fight. I think that's one of the very least approach though. Least pick approach, but there's a possibility for that.
Yeah.
Especially we are playing a very early pick Doom. There's a lot of ways you can go. You have 3 picks left.
speaking of that style, could you maybe also do the same thing with, let's say, Ember Spirit or Weaver, right? You can time lapse back into the fight and then Ember goes back with his Remnant. It's like, could you also look at those options?
Yeah, those are the possibilities.
Yeah, or you just have items or skills that can kind of save you from a Doom, like your Force Staff, your Lotus Orb, Lincoln Sphere, False Promise. All these spells are pretty decent. All your status resistance right from your items. You go for the God King build, your Satanic, Sanjin Yasha, Halberd, on just a few examples. But Doom in general, strong laner, lots of damage. We've seen support Doom from Boom Esports yesterday. They put height on their push for Doom and they actually crushed the game. So this, I say there's a possibility, but knowing Fnatic, this is most likely a core Doom for them.
I find it rather interesting here. I'm not sure if you guys are going to agree with me, so feel free to disagree. Anti-Mage banned out from Neon. Now, would you kind of want to play with the Anti-Mage this game? Because firstly, he has the mana burn, right? Great against the Bat and the Doom. Both of these heroes, they need their mana to actually cast their spells. But secondly, Anti-Mage is a defensive skill. It can kind of stop them in their tracks by casting the Lasso on the Doom because he's got the spell shield.
Yeah, I think Anti-Mage most of the time is a very respect ban against Fnatic, because Fnatic, we have seen them play a lot of Force Protect 1 and they're just split pushing, doing all the shenanigan stuff to buy time for 20 Savage. And this is something teams finds very hard to deal with. You have to outmaneuver Fnatic, and that's very impossible in most of the time. That's why I think that's the biggest reason they ban out the Anti-Mage.
And what Neon Esports did to kind of deal with that problem last game was that they picked heroes who have global presence or with high mobility. Queen of Pain, your Nature's Prophet, and they always make sure that they are active on the map. So most of the times they have the map control, but you're not going to get that luxury in this game. There we go, the Oracle comes out. We kind of expected this to happen. Janual playing his signature Oracle, can't wait to see it. But Fnatic, they ban out the Wraith King. They know if this Wraith King goes over to Neon Esports, your Doom is not going to have a good time dealing with this core.
So what other alternatives can you go for here that Skem would want to play that doesn't really mind the Doom so much?
I think anything that carries SNY Satanic would be really good here.
Terrorblade would be okay.
Yeah, Terrorblade would be fine too. It's just that you always have to worry about the Bat Rider being flexed to the tree, because you don't really want to pick a carry that is a melee hero. But you have the Oracle behind of you, so that's kind of fine.
Isn't there a good chance that Fnatic could pick up the Terrorblade themselves if they're running the Venge?
They definitely have a good chance. They have a Venge there. Terrorblade looks really juicy for Fnatic right now. And if they go for the Terrorblade, I think Neon Esports might have to fall back. I think Fnatic can also go for the Luna. It really depends what they want right now. Okay, so they pick the Mirana.
Oh, alright.
Cat Lady strat? I'm waiting.
If you want TB, this is the time to pick it for Neon. You don't want them to make the same mistakes as New Esports yesterday, right? Where the 4th pick is where you need to lock in that core, and they didn't.
Oh, that was T1.
Oh, that was T1. My mistake. Yeah, T1.
I mean, technically, 23 Savage could also play the Mirana, right?
Yeah, we've seen that before.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, so maybe that's the option.
I guess not.
Is this to deter a potential Ursa? No, Ursa's banned. Wait, so what's the Venomancer's role here? Is it to maybe slow down the Doom?
I feel like this is a Yopaj Tiny again. General, Oracle, play hard Queen of Pain, Rappy, Veno. They're keeping Scams here for last.
So what's Rappy's role here?
I think Venomancer particularly against the Bat Rider is really good. You always have the Plague Ward to scout out the Bat Rider. Against any Blink Initiator, the Plague Ward is always really good. Also, all the spells, right, because it does damage over time, so it's very hard for you to dispel that and blink away. And we know Rappy's hero, right? Necroforce, Chan, Venomancer, the Pugna, the green heroes most of the time. I think this is a hero that allows them he's gonna play the role that he buy all the aura items, buy all the utility items, and then he's also very strong in the lane so far.
Yeah.
Unless Fnatic put the Bat Rider against the Venomancer, then that's a big problem for the Venomancer.
I wonder what else Esports can go for their post one. There's not too much choices left. They have the Spectre. That's one of the heroes that is not too bad against the Doom. You kill him, he comes back with the Haunt.
For Neon, so this is all pre-patch suggestions. So they do have Bloodseeker, and I know teams like to run the Bloodseeker with Venom. So Bloodseeker on steroids.
Yep, TB ban. Salt is coming from Fnatic.
Other options. So apparently Scam can also play the Venom.
Yeah, we've seen Venom 1 from Scam and Raging Potato when he was still with Neon, so that is a possibility. But if you run the post 1 Venom, then you need to play even faster than game 1.
I mean, we Tiny in the last game.
Very slow
very
hero.
slow.
You don't really want to play this hero as a post one because most of the time you cannot decide your own fate, because when you walk into the team fight, you are just there. You cannot move anymore.
Yeah, Venom is lazy. Doesn't like to walk around.
He's lazy.
Slow and lazy.
Just have someone carry him everywhere.
It's just not made to go around the map. He doesn't even have legs. Look at him. He has to slither his way. Slug banned by Neon, by Fnatic.
So a couple of other options here for Skim. He plays DP. That's another hero that kind of wants to go fast. I guess DP doesn't really care as long as she gets her exorcism off, right?
Yeah, there's one good hero against Doom.
With the Oracle to protect the DP, it's not too bad.
The final option is DK, but I don't know if they want to go for DK in this game.
Yeah, DK is way too slow.
It feels too slow.
Yeah, I think now they're probably looking at, if they want to go unorthodox, the DP is there. If they want to go a hero that the Oracle protects, a hardcore, you have the Spectre available for Neon.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what to expect from Neon Esports.
Post one Oracle.
They have to.
Maybe they don't even know.
Maybe they don't even know yet. They have 2 minutes to find out. They have so many boxes to take. They don't have a frontliner so far. They need tower push.
They don't have much hard lockdown
Yeah,
either.
they do have stuns too. I think every. Like when you need one hero that take all the boxes, I think
this
Faceless Void is really good.
Alchemist?
Alchemist is okay too.
There's also the Alchemist for Neon. Faceless Void is okay, honestly. I wouldn't mind the Faceless Void for Neon. As long as he doesn't get Doom, he can do his work. You just need to get the chrono off. I think if you play Faceless Void, you need to be the guy to start the fight. You need to get the jump onto Fnatic.
Yeah, that's really hard because you are going to play against a Vengeful Spirit, so the swap is always going to be devastating.
Yeah. And only Tiny is really there to set up, right? Quap's not really great for setup. Oracle, if the Oracle's that far forward, I don't know what to say. For Neon, what are they going to go for? They've got a minute left in reserve time.
Yeah, all these huge cores are banned out. You still have the Juggernaut as well, but it's not good at all against Fnatic's lineup.
I mean, if Neon wants to go all in fighting, they can go for the Ember Spirit.
You have the Medusa Oracle, but again, I don't know. I think Neon wants to look at the mid game right now, like how they've always done. Just look at the mid game, see what hero you want to pick to push the tempo. I think Alchemist is the most straightforward hero. Faceless Void is there. If they want to go late, you always have the Spectre as a choice.
What if they go for Chad? Or
okay, so it's the
Bloodseeker. Okay, so they're going to go for the
we're going to fall back to the
stacked Bloodseeker with the Venom combo.
Steroids.
Oh yeah. We've seen this strat, I think, 2-3 times. It was all losses though.
Yeah, win rate wasn't very high for them.
No. I mean, the heroes that they could go for with the Bloodseeker this game, it's quite good. You look at Fnatic, they don't really have the best sustain, so if the fights go quite long, of course, that's great for Scam, right? Because it will sort of want to dart in, grab that kill, dart out.
Oh, Drow Ranger against the Bloodseeker.
Drow's not too bad, isn't she? She's got Gust, they've got the swap as well to protect the Drow.
Yeah, but mostly you want to play Drow. You don't want to play Drow against heroes that can rush into your face.
Yeah.
But they've only got 2 heroes that can do that, right?
I think this is the same concept as yesterday when you're running like a Venge lineup. I believe it was it a Boom against New, where I think New Esports picked a Disruptor and then Boom went for a Venge. And then all you have to do, you swap the core out of your, away from the enemy, right? In this case, the Bloodseeker. So as long as this Venge is alive, killing Drow is not that easy.
And I do like that they have Doom and Bad Rider, both of them give very solid lockdown as well.
Yeah.
It goes
they
to
want to
BKB.
be in the front too,
Yes,
right?
so that they are going to give a lot of protection towards the Drow and make sure that she can stand there and free hit.
And Bad Rider pairing alongside the Drow is pretty decent. You drag someone away, the Drow just free hits.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can take out the Drow. Drow go against edgy hero because she ignores armor with the marksmanship. It's not going to be an easy game for Neon. I think that Fnatic, last game, it was probably because of stand-in, right?
Thank you, panel. We're gonna go jump into this game right now. Fnatic versus Neon. Let's get to it.
It's been a reoccurring theme, right? Like game 2 is always the other team. Poor guy, you didn't even let him.
I don't need to. I already know.
Didn't even let him defend himself.
Oh, that's fine. He can defend himself when we go to post panel.
You'd be a horrible jury.
I know. That's why I'm not. I didn't do law. I'd fail in the first year.
It would fail the justice system.
I know. It's okay. I'll stick to game design, it's fine. Anyways, got a second match here between Fnatic versus Neon. And of course Neon, they've got to be really happy with themselves. They've got their first victory already. They've secured their 1 point. But the question is, can they get 2 more in the second game?
Oh man, if they get this changes the upper brackets.
It does, doesn't it?
They overtake Boom, they overtake Geek Fam, and they guarantee themselves upper bracket.
They guarantee upper bracket. I'm not sure if they guarantee 3rd place because it's probably going to pass over Neon if they do get that 2-0. Because Geek Fam, they've still got how many more matches? 3 more matches to go. Yeah, so plenty of openings for Geek Fam to sort of get more points. So it'll be tough to guarantee 3rd, but I think 4th, yeah.
There's a DJ Mirana, so
Disco bowling.
I actually like all this, what do you call this, consumable, I don't know, accessories, whatever they are called. I think every year there is always a new one. I think last year you have last year when you dig something, it's the shovel, the purple shovel. That is now a neutral item.
Yep.
This year it's just a portal.
What if they're actually doing that to test items and be like, hey, could this be a viable neutral item? Who knows? Who knows?
It could be.
I got a lot of.
I'm just waiting for the snake balloon to be a neutral item.
Oh, no.
Come on, it's my favorite.
I want the anti-mage big
judge.
hit.
No. We're getting the persona. We don't need more anti-mage stuff.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of Pudge as well. Collector Cash as a Pudge.
Oh, Pudge is everywhere.
We have the toy Pudge persona. Yeah, I just realized.
And Mirana. There's a lot of Mirana. Everyone. I know there's a lot of people out there that love cats, but come on, we need to give Luna some love. It's ridiculous.
If you play Luna long enough, Luna's cosmetics will eventually be released. But what was the moon? Is the moon
when Dota 3 comes out. Thanks, Hosky.
you know, there's never gonna be a 3, right? Like historically, 3 has not been a number that exists in that dictionary.
I don't know. Dota might be the first one. You gotta wait. You gotta give it a chance.
10 more years to go. I've waited. How long has Dota been around? I think more than 10 years. Yeah, I've got another decade to wait. No problem.
Okay, when you get too old, it's fine. So far, it looks like the matchup here, Moon versus Yopaj. And of course, you saw what Yopaj could do with the Tiny. You gotta be careful here if you're Moon. I think Moon must be happy to come back into the mid lane because he had to play offlane Bat last game.
Yeah, this slightly changes things up a bit. You have the Ice Doom. And I think for this game, Neon Esports, nothing too funny. No Position 5 Void or Leader Commander. They're sticking with their guns. They know that with Ice now back into the main roster, or at least coming back to play in this game too, it's going to be harder. But Jabs being pushed out by Rappy. Venoman's are pretty decent against this Bad Rider early on.
I think Veno's great for trading, right? Especially if you're just going to go for these constant right clicks, because I mean, Venom, he's got the Gale. There's a good chance that if you're not careful, he could just completely punish the Batrider.
Yep. Yeah, poison.
The poison sting's
thing.
really great too.
Yeah, the venomous skill. You have the fortunes and purifying flames.
Is the Drow dead?
Savage getting ran down. They should be able to get first blood. Savage turns around with the multi-shot.
I don't think he's...
But purifying flames is dead. General grabs easy first blood. Taking a sour shot. You have the magic stick and the purifier, but he still dies to Jab.
Oh,
Now
man.
Jab, he has the firefly, runs on top of Rabbi, but Rabbi has the venomous skill. The napalm is there, but Rabbi just wants to run away. Come on.
He might have to...
Get TP.
Can he get
Then a
out?
multi-shot. There. 5 stacks of napalm. Enough for Jab.
Too much damage. I mean, that's great though. Jab's just getting a whole bunch of EXP from being able to sit there. And what can you do as a Veno, right? You've only got the Gale to protect yourself. If he had Plague Wards, you know, maybe the Plague Wards would have been able to help slow down the Batrider, but then you wouldn't have had the Gale or the Poison Sting.
Yeah, could have been worth it if he made it out, but
The level 3, I think, would have been the saving grace there for Rappy, but it is what it is. They ended up killing the Drow. I guess that's like the biggest thing, right?
the Drow doesn't lose too much though. When Rappy died, Drow will already TP back to lane, so she's gonna catch the wave. And Yopash this time not gonna have such a good time as he had in game 1. Tiny, his armor is non-existent. We have this wave of terror from Moon. You can easily just trade with this Tiny, no problem.
Yeah, and Venge's range as well, so can actually kite the Tiny, whereas Tiny has to commit an Avatos if he wants to do any kind of damage to a Vengeful Spirit. The Doom is doing fantastic in the off lane. I mean, what can we really expect? Bloodseeker, Queen of Pain. I mean, how are they going to really pressure out the Doom to begin with? And they've also got to be careful of DJ coming in, because if you get a stray arrow, I think that's just a guaranteed kill down here.
Yep. But Jab, no way to stop him, no fortunes, and Jab TP's out. That's probably going to be an early boost for him as you talk about the arrow. Ice getting ran down. Scream of Pain from Playhard takes out Ice. And Scam is just going to try and man-fight DJ. DJ stands his ground. And he realizes he can't fight this. He leaps away. Turns around with Sacred Arrow, but Scam pretty fast and runs towards this Mirana. Gets a double kill for himself.
You don't want to be trading with that Bloodseeker. And this is great for Scam. We know that Scam, he can be a very hyper-aggressive player himself. So if he can get that early injection of gold through small engagements, it's huge.
Yep, and Ice actually got the chain lightning from the Harpy.
In other words, no fun.
I was wondering where was that static noise from. Well, now we know. As Jano, he did fall to Moon. I think they tried to gank Moon, but it's a carry Venge. Just right-clicks you to death.
There's a good chance that Batrider might go for another wraparound here. Oracle is in lane. Or is he going to go mid? I think Jabs is just trying to scout out the jungle and see if there's any stacks.
And there's a 5-minute rune as well, so Jabs is patiently waiting for that rune to come out. Meanwhile, Playhard not in a good spot as Scam is gonna make a detour by that chain lightning from Ice. Almost kills off Playhard. He does blink to safety. 5-minute rune secured by Fnatic in the bot lane as Scam is living life on the edge, but Ice, he can zap you. Zapping Scam a bit. Even 45 that quick wave to make sure that Scam doesn't heal back up with the Blood Rage. Another zap. There we go.
He's constantly zapping. He's running out of mana though, so Ice is going to have to retreat at some point. Arrow just lands onto a creep. They're very low down here. They've got to bring in some regen. There's a good chance they could go for another kill, but because they're just so weak, the HP thresholds are so low, there's a potential to actually die. But DJ going to rotate out of lane, maybe try and land an arrow onto Yopash. It's nighttime too, so this is the best time to try and land those arrows.
Even takes that camp away. Takes a big centaur away from Tiny. Yopash can still stack this if he wants, but the power rune is coming up, so that one's definitely more important.
They've rotated out the Queen of Pain from that bottom lane, so Scam is alone. If anything hits him here, any kind of disable, it's probably going to be a dead Bloodseeker.
Yopash pretty lucky though. He does get the haste rune as DJ takes away another big jungle creep. The Hellbear Smasher is going to be the victim this time. But all in all, Fnatic shouldn't run into too much problems. All the stack stolen away by Jabs.
Yeah. If you look at laning efficiency, actually, everyone on the side of Fnatic is going to have some kind of gold income, right? You've got Mirana going around just arrowing the big creeps, and you've got Jabs just sitting on the Batrider going with the Napalm Firefly.
Ooh.
And they catch
Fortunes and Yopa, she has the haste, they have the avalanche, they have the toss, but I don't think the damage is there though. And the Purifying Flames, the right click is enough, multi-shot. Doesn't do enough damage to kill off Jano, and Jano has 4 stacks of lane from ulti, purges it all with the Fortunes and also stops Jabs in his track. Yopa just waiting for the avalanche, 3 more seconds as Jabs wants to turn around with Firefly, buying some time, Rappy is in, and Jabs will be able to make a detour and get out.
Oh, Morales coming in. Does DJ want to try and throw an arrow?
TJ's thinking about it, but there's no follow-up, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just him. The Venge a little bit too far away. So it's just going to be free kills again, going in the way of Neon.
And a pretty big one as well, killing off that Drow.
Must be a big pain in the backside for 23 Savage today, right? He's just had a horrible troll game for game 1, and he's just, again, being pressured non-stop, but this time on the Drow. But I guess there is a bit of a difference between the two of them, right? Like, Troll has to sort of put himself out there to farm, whereas now you've got the defensive mechanisms, you've got Moonlight Shadow to help you. You've also got the swap from the Vengeful Spirit, and you've also got two really tanky front lines that can kind of help you out, whereas, yeah, things on Troll, kind of had to get in there, potentially die. You can't really expect too much from 23 Savage in that last game.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it's better for him though. The team sort of going to be in the front lines to protect that Drow. It's good to see Fnatic sort of picking something new for 23 Savage as well, because I think up until this point he's been playing more or less the same heroes. Lots of Troll.
Oh yeah, lots of Troll. I think he did play the what's that, Nature's Prophet? Oh, Iron Talent. Good item for the Drow. Needs more of that. Meanwhile, won't get it gone on. Has the magic missile, so prevents the toss, but Rupture. There's so much damage onto Moon. Scam comes in, picks up the kill. He's on a killing spree right now.
Okay, we're starting to see these kills rack up for Neon, and it looks like Rappy's actually chasing down Jabs now. The big bad bat is now being chased by the giant banana.
Oh, here comes your punch. He's like, yep, take this.
just takes it. Sorry, Rappy, it's mine.
Yes, like, thank you very much for the effort, A, for that, but the kill is mine. Immediate smoke up. This is what Neon likes to do. They get a pick off, they smoke up, they rotate, and they saw 23 Savage in the bot lane. The Fnatic's gonna TP in the bench as well. They want to go for the first push, and Neon, they're making a huge rotation. Play hard, trying to buy as much time as you can. The arrow does miss. Play hard, managing TP to safety. That is the best case scenario that Neon Esports can hope for, but they should be able to come in for a collapse. They have the ward, they have the vision.
Scam's coming back in as well.
They just need to take Savage out, and Yopa runs right in. You have the Fortune then immediate. They're gonna burst out 23 Savage. There's nothing that they can do as Rappy comes in, throws out the Poison Nova. He jumps down into flow right on top of both Moon and DJ. DJ leaps away. They get the Doom onto Yopash, but Moon will fall. And nice. He's isolated. 4 members of Neon Esports on top of Lucifer, and even the Devil himself might find it hard to escape this. He does get the kill with the help of Moon onto General, but he's still not gonna escape as the illusion from Moon gets a triple kill. Yopash finally kills off Ice. But at least Fnatic, they trade the support kills in return.
Yeah, they lost all 3 cores on the side of Fnatic though, so if you're Neon, you're gonna be pretty happy with yourself. They got to keep the pressure up though, right? You can't sort of let Fnatic be the ones to try and maintain the tempo of the game, because we've seen what happened. And looks like Jab's trying to play around with Yopaj, but I don't know if you want to be playing around with this Tiny.
Is there anyone from Neon nearby? Yep, there is. There's General. As Yopaj casually just grabs that bounty. Jabs needs to get out, but I think they see him.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, they're Venom ward.
Yeah. Goodbye, Jabs. It's nice knowing you.
Jabs is creating a lot of space for his team, so it's all 4 heroes are here for Neon. So that means it's some free farming time there for DJ in the bottom lane. You've got the Drow in the jungle. Ice coming back into lane. But I wonder what time is it for Neon? Like, when's the go? When's the time to sort of just move forward and start really seizing those towers? Because you don't want to farm for too long, right? Especially when you're letting someone like Ice get closer towards his defensive items, going for drums first so he can sort of chase heroes down. You don't want to wait for the Vengeful Spirit as well to start tanking up, because we've seen what's happened with Venge Core. At first it seems like a very wonky hero to put into a core role, but with the changes to how the Venge dies, right? She pops that illusion. She can still cast spells. She's still technically a hero until you kill that illusion.
Yeah, I mean, like, she retains all aura. If you reach level 25, if you want to go for the illusion cast spell talent, you can always go for that. But even without the spells, she's good. She has the aura and the carry Venge.
She hits hard.
And she has the damage.
Yeah, so you kind of just can't ignore Moon, really.
Nope, triple lead by DJ, managing to survive with the slice. Breaks the smoke from both Yopaj and General.
So if anything, the timer is really set for Neon. Like, Neon's got to start getting a move on soon.
This is slightly harder than last game though. You don't have a pushing mechanism, right? They are not that good at sieging. Last game you have the Prophet, you have the Pugner.
But now it's just all onto the shoulders of Rappy, really. Rappy's the only main pusher with the Plague Wards.
Yeah, but even that, it takes so long. They don't have natural pushes, to put it simply, and it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be difficult for them to reenact game 1. But they can still play fast. But they are playing on a huge timer right now against Fnatic. This is like game 1, but the conditions for Neon Esports are slightly harsher.
So got the mech already here for Rappy. So already building those defensive items. They want to make sure they win those really long engagements. But I love the way that Neon sort of itemizes their heroes, right? They always itemize safely, but also for that moment. They never itemize too early or too late for their game.
Oh yeah, they're hitting their timings pretty decently, you know, the same pace as Fnatic. Meanwhile, whoa, gonna find Jeps again. Jeps goes down, but Moon joins the fight. TP is coming in from Ice. This Doom is gonna cast it out, but almost gets it on the play, and he dooms the illusion. Oh, what a bait from Yopash. Football promise starting with turn right around. They have the poison nova, the toss from Yopash. Play out right on top of DJ. DJ dies. Moon goes down as well. His Scam comes in to clean up the scraps. What a play from Neon Esports and Ice. One bad Doom, and he's now going to pay with his life to get the avalanche. They toss him out. Yopash is happy with that. Fortune's end to keep him in place. Purifying Flame just enough, and Ice is going to die as well. Neon, they wipe Fnatic outside their base.
Oh, that was phenomenal engagement there from Neon. They actually baited Fnatic in. Of course, once the Doom popped in, they just said, guys, we've got to go now. We don't need to worry about that Doom. It almost makes me wonder, was it either a misclick from Ice, or did he sort of maybe next level himself, thinking that, you know, Yopash... Well, I mean, why would you do the illusion?
I think he didn't know, because,
yeah.
I mean, Playhard... Oh, jab, yeah, he's dead. So what happened was Playhard walked in, Playhard saw the Doom, and Ice, he did saw Yopash because they killed off jabs.
Yeah,
Yopash
absolutely.
ran downhill, he popped the illusion rune, and he sent the illusion to walk in beside Playhard, and Ice said, I think this is the real Tiny.
Exactly. I think he maybe next leveled himself, thinking that the Tiny wanted to come in.
It was just big brain plays from Yopash, and I think dooming the Tiny is the right option, because a Doom Tiny is just a cluster of rocks. You know, it does nothing.
I mean, it goes to show what their priority is, right? They are afraid of Yopash. Because Yopash comes in, Avatosses someone, he's technically the biggest threat. Of course, Scam's a big target too, but if you're going to lose somebody instantly, Yopash has to be that target you want to eliminate before the fight really begins.
Yeah, and great job from Jano as well. He saved Playhard with the false promise. So no one from Neon Esports side died. But Neon, they're gonna smoke up. They're going for bigger fishes right here. They saw Fnatic at the bot side, so they know that the top side is gonna be 23 damage. Again, a great dust to push away this Tiny, but Fortune says right on top of it. They need someone to save this Drow Ranger. He turns around with a multi-shot, but the Purifying Flames will be enough to give Jano a killing spree. Now the Flame Break is in as well. Sacred Arrow pushes, flies right through, hits onto no one. They get the Rupture, and it seems like Fnatic, they're trying to turn this around. They get the kill onto Jano. Jano flies back. A great Avatar onto 4 members of Fnatic, and Playhard does the damage. Starstorm is there, but the rest of Fnatic, they have to back off. Ice is down. Scam looking for DJ. DJ turns around with a point blank Sacred Arrow, but you have Yopash there, and it is Neon's turn to turn the fight around, and Fnatic lose 3 members.
I'm not sure if I'm tripping. Did Moon swap Scam out of that ball of heroes?
No.
I actually didn't notice. It was a messy fight.
Because I swear Scam was in the middle of the fight. Maybe they were trying to get Scam off of some
I think they were trying to get Scam away, because he didn't rupture. I think he ruptured Ice.
Yeah.
But
that was much earlier on. But yeah, it was very... Oh dear.
God damn, play hard. Oh, so good.
This is just not the game so far, it looks like, from Fnatic, even though you're running these two.
They're going, they see Savage. Yopash, Avalanche toss. Damage wasn't enough.
Not quite.
It's going to push Savage back, and 5.4k net worth, 16 minutes in. This is slightly worse than the Troll Warlock game that he had in game 1.
I'm not sure if it's this seems like a tougher game than the Troll Warlord game, because every time 23 Savages just steps out onto the map, he's constantly just getting avatars, he's getting ambushed every time. He just doesn't have any kind of freedom.
Oh yeah.
Like, look at how he's moving. He's hiding in the tree lines. I think we haven't really seen 23 Savage play this defensively in such a long time, because usually he's safe in his own jungle.
And Ice, he might not be safe. Sonic Wave! This disintegrates this Doom.
Oh my goodness. Neon are just looking poised to actually take this series 2-0.
Yep.
And for them, this victory is enormous.
Yeah, and what a great combo. Goodbye.
It almost just feels like Fnatic didn't expect Neon to come into the series this strong.
Yeah, I mean, the draft of Fnatic, they can play fast, but it's harder to execute for for them. Neon Esports draft, really easy, get the Tiny ahead, play alongside this Tiny, and everyone else will naturally get the advantage. So Fnatic, they were not able to create space, as much space as they wanted. Scam is already caught up in terms of net worth, overshadowing Moon right now.
I think we need to be fair here, though. The game isn't over, right?
Yeah.
It's not done and dusted yet. Fnatic, they still have a chance to come back, but it all comes off the back of whether they can at least dominate one or two of the upcoming team fights, because all it takes, especially with the gold swing mechanic now, 1 or 2 team fights, and as long as 23 Savage can survive, and especially if Moon can survive as well, they're 2 main damage dealers as of now, they might be able to turn these fights around, because you might be looking at Drow now thinking like, oh, what does the Drow even do? But once Drow starts to really get those items in, the multi-shot hits like a truck.
Yeah, but you have to be aware of all the heroes that can get to the backline, and it's pretty hard for Drow to maneuver around before getting that BKB.
And that's where Moon sort of has to come in, right? It has to be ready to swap out 23 Savage, has to be there with the missile just to make sure that they can get the stun off onto Yopaj. Because the main issue so far is Yopaj, right?
Yeah.
Yopaj just walks in, Avatos's 23 Savage, and there's nothing Fnatic can do.
Well, it used to be Yopaj, but now it's the whole of Neon Esports. They have gotten themselves they've hit their item timings. Rappy has agrees right now. Scam has been cleaning up the kills, play hard on this Queen of Pain. The Sonic Wave doesn't care about your resistance, it's pure damage. So Fnatic, they kind of need to buy more time for themselves. And actually there's a fun fact about Neon Esports. So if I remember correctly, Yopaj did say in an interview that he only started playing with the team, I think a couple of weeks before they started competing. So a pretty fresh member, but you can see how good he's gelling with the rest of the squad. It's just joins the team, becomes a playmaker.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it, how not just the team, but him, I think, getting better as a player for the team, understanding what the needs are for everybody.
And he's the only Tiny that I remember that goes for the Veil of Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
And he just bought one. So normally Tiny, they kind of peak at one point, right? You can't one-shot someone, but the Veil solves that problem.
We saw one yesterday. Was that in New versus Boom?
Yeah, I think it was.
That was the only other one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Savage. He has to just get the heck out of the top lane. There's no way you can stay there. This tier 2 is going down. And you can see the itemization from Neon Esports. They went for Drum because they know that they have to play fast. Drums is perfect for that. Medium Hammer competed for DJ. It's not a super huge item. It's a good setup, a good follow-up, but they need more than that.
Big item on that Queen of Pain, the Yules. We've seen so many times these teams using Yules for kiting to protect themselves. This is going to be one hell of a game, because I have a feeling Ice is going to be getting the brunt of those Yules, right? He'll come in, he'll sort of want to try and doom somebody, and then all of a sudden Playhard just comes in. Be free. Join Cloud9. Not Fnatic.
Under attack.
I miss that old roster.
I miss the old roster too. It's alright, we can always remember Cloud9 with the Yules.
Yeah. Cloud9 with one of the longest games in the history of Dota as well.
Oh, goodness.
So 20 minutes is coming up, so the tier 2 items will start to drop. Growth Bow, perfect for Queen of Pain and Vano if they
Go
want
for the
to.
lineup, yeah.
Yopaj gonna find Jab. Oh, look at that Veil. Damage wasn't enough, but oh, never mind. Jano is there. He's always there.
Is under attack.
Jano, not just Jano, Yopaj. I swear Yopaj is everywhere this game. Every time there's a kill, it's Yopaj.
Jano is, you know, like the support is like the like what Winter likes to say, he's the servant, and he always follows his master.
Oh, this one's not a servant. He's the right-hand man.
And Savage is going to go down. He gets the gust, but there are 5 members on top of him. They slow him down. He can't even TP. They have the sword for Wood, but Wood might just kill Savage, might just kill Savage, goodbye! Savage goes down, Sonic comes through, hits on the Moon, Moon gets another swap. They have to do on the Yopaj, but they can't get close to him. Face Edict, False Promise, forces another 2, and look at that blood right on top of Ice. They have to start storm next, at least kill or play hard with the Flaming Lasso, but Yopaj is ready to re-engage. Doom does run out, they get the Poison Nova, the Venom skill onto Ice, the Avalanche tosses enough, and Scam is wicked sick. Fnatic just not able to stop the onslaught of Neon.
I can see the concept there. They were hoping that they can get the swap in onto 23 Savage. If he insta-TP'd, if he could just TP a little bit quicker, he would have been able to get out of there. But Neon, again, just hounding their primary targets. And now we're starting to fall into an issue with the supporting cast here for Fnatic, right? The Mirana and the Batrider. These heroes currently are being ignored because in the team fights, they are such low impact heroes. They don't care about getting lassoed, they don't care about getting arrowed because they've got the Oracle there with the ultimate just in case anything sort of goes awry. They just say, go for the cause, those are the only heroes that we're struggling with. Ignore the supports, they're not doing anything.
Lucky shot to Jano. Jano is going to die. And that's a consolation prize for Fnatic.
Needed pickle.
It's okay, he's allowed to feed. He's allowed to die. He's done enough.
He's done enough.
And that is one smoke from Fnatic broken. So Neon Esports can just safely retreat unless Moon has something to say about that. He sees Rappy, but that's not the target you want to go on.
We've got a big item on Jabs though. He just picked up the blink on that Batrider. So we might start seeing Fnatic start to initiate these engagements because up until this point, they sort of had to run at their targets to get the lasso on the Doom off. But now it's going to be onto Jabs' shoulders here. If Jabs can set up for the team and they can immediately delete someone before a fight begins, then I think this game is actually going to start turning on its head.
Oh yeah, and I think even in game 1, Fnatic were constantly being engaged on. They never got a chance to fight. This game, they kind of got a chance to fight 5 versus 5, but we've seen the result of that. So far is Neon coming out on top in every scenario. They are now 9k. They have the 9k goal lead over Fnatic. They have to continue pushing this tempo against Fnatic before the cores of Fnatic come online. Neon Esports have a huge window to work with.
So as of now, it's really on to Neon here to sort of keep up that tempo, make sure that Fnatic are not the ones to sort of dictate how these fights begin. And you can see there's a line drawn. Is there a potential smoke coming out from Fnatic or Moonlight Shadow? Because they are awfully grouped up in that jungle there. Yeah, so we're looking at a smoke first.
Moonlight Shadow, the classic. Neon Esports, they don't have high ground advantage, but they do have to play or being placed down. So Moon's gonna lead the charge. They're going for a huge wraparound. Unfortunately, Roshan is not an option. Neon Esports, they are tucked in their triangle. So Fnatic will have to call it off. This smoke is not going to work out.
Yeah, both teams are sort of sticking together now. You can see Neon, even though they have this really big gold lead, but they're still showing respect to Fnatic. And I feel this is just a testament to how the team, they really understand their opponents now.
Yeah, and Mjolnir completed for Scam. He's going for the BKB next to solidify his strength in team fight. But this Bloodseeker is absolutely massive.
Is he going to be big enough though? Because the only concern here is that he hasn't picked up a BKB as of yet. There is the slight chance that he could potentially just get lassoed.
No, if they kill off the Oracle, then yes, the Oracle is kind of the primary target. But you have to deal with all these other members of Neon who are equally strong because of the nature of the hero. Fnatic, they do have vision of Yopaj. They have that ward set up.
I think it's Roche time.
Neon immediately goes into the Roche. I don't think Fnatic can contest this. There should be a free Roche for Neon Esports. With every single member of Neon Esports in the vicinity, the Aegis will go over to Scam. Fnatic, they just have to give themselves away. Sometimes you just have to give up certain objectives to make sure that you survive longer. And this is one of it.
They just got to hold the fort now. If you're Fnatic, just get as much farm as you can. Just try and prep before this push sort of comes out from Neon. I'm interested to see if Neon wants to push those bottom towers first before going up high ground, or if they just want to straight away sort of try and end the game right before any kind of timing kicks into play here for Fnatic.
I mean, the best way to do it is just to get all the tier 2s, so you get full control of the map. It's like the fundamental, the bread and butter.
Yeah.
They did TP to bot lane, to the bot lane, hoping to catch Fnatic, but not able to find Fnatic. They backed up just in time. The last tier, I'm gonna go for the bot tier 2. You can see everyone from the side of Neon, they are grouped up. So Fnatic, they probably will be anticipating this. They might even want to go for a fight though with that fresh Blink Dagger. I don't think Neon
Jabs.
Esports have information of that item.
Does Neon see Jabs?
Oh, they're smoked up just in time.
I wonder if they know Jabs has that Blink Dagger yet.
So far, I don't think they do. Fnatic, they're smoked out with the Moonlight Shadow, but unfortunately, again, no way to engage onto Neon. They will have to give away this tier 1. Maybe look for tier 2 defense.
Give that tower away. So it looks like they are just trying to hit a timing here. They've got 23 Savage in the jungle. They've also got the rest of the team actually farming away in the Radiant jungle. They've actually positioned themselves really aggressively. Maybe they want to try and pressure any heroes that TP back. They could go for play hard, but you can see that play hard was Yopaj. They're playing safe. They don't want to be too far away from the team.
Yep, and that's the correct move. To open up the bot tier 2 for Scam to start sieging, and just able to keep Fnatic out and away from the main frontier of the team. But Fnatic, they're gonna respond. They're gonna take their own objectives. The mid tier 2 is under siege. Top lane being pushed in as well. It will eventually force Neon Esports to respond to this. We'll see what Neon does.
Yeah, the pushing power in Fnatic is quite reasonable as well. You can't really leave them to push those towers. If you want to trade towers, you're not going to win that race at all.
Yep, and Savage, he just TP back to base. So if Neon takes a fight right now, it is 100% going to be in their favor. This media hammer used, but the flip perfectly timed from Neon. They actually find Ice. Yopaj sees Jab as well, but that's the Blink Dagger review. Jab gets out. The rest of Neon Esports, they are trying to catch up onto Ice.
Oh no, he's being slowed up by the ghosts.
Scorched Earth, a bit of movement speed. Yopaj still sees this Doom. Does try to TP, but Jab managing to lasso Scam back. Scam does have the Aegis, so he will come back to life, but the main squad of Neon, they're not dead. Jano is dead though. He might be able to help Great Force to push him away from the main frontier of Fnatic. Now to get the rupture onto Jab. Jab is definitely going to die to Scam. All the resources have been used onto this Bloodseeker, so Scam is like, I'm gonna go right in right now. 23 Savage, gonna use that BKB, but meanwhile, they actually Ice, they pick him up. As 23 Savage tries to lay on the damage onto Scam, but you have to fall from it to keep him alive. Does also use the swap used by Moon. Scam, he wants to heal out with that Blood Rage, and he's gonna survive this for sure. The multi-shot, able to kill off Rappy. But Fnatic, they need to back off, blink in the dust. They see Moon, Yopaj with the Avalanche, not connecting, but Moon is gonna be caught out as 23 Savage tries to hit everyone from the cliff, but the Sonic Wave is gonna hit him, and they also have Jano to back him up. It's Scam, he's beyond godlike, and Fnatic, they still lose the fight.
Yeah, I think that was honestly the only thing that they could have really done there. They had to pop the Aegis at some point. Otherwise, if you want to leave the Bloodseeker to take that Aegis and go up high ground, defending is just going to be a bigger issue for them. So they tried to take the fight. I mean, it didn't do too badly. They did manage to kill off the Venomancer in the process. They managed to get a little bit of gold into their pockets, but I think most importantly, just get rid of the Aegis. Of course, it's not the best trade, but you just got to drag the game late. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, the Drow is supposed to bring them late, but I'm not sure if the game's going to go late enough.
DJ is dead. Goodbye.
Does he have leap charges? Or?
Sniper gonna try. Even Yopaj is beyond.
He was silent, so I don't think he would have had the chance anyway.
These two cores, oh my goodness, oh, the tip. Well, Ice is getting a taste of his own medicine. This proves that he is not immortal. Both cores from the side of Neon Esports, both the Bloodseeker and the Tiny, they are 11-0. 0 deaths so far in this game.
If they lose that Tiny though, I can't imagine how big that streak is going to be. It'll be huge. Yeah, scared.
He just got a BKB off of that mid fight, so this is going to be high ground as Yopaj gets the toss back in. Manta used by Moon. Moon able to get out with the Force Staff and Hurricane Pie as the multi-shot used on the Scam, but Scam gets pushed away. Rappy with the trees to keep Scam pretty healthy. And Fnatic able to hold the fort for now as Ice will respawn, but he does not have the Doom. Oh, he just came back up, there we go. Doom is back up for this position 3 of Fnatic.
The saving grace so far is that Fnatic are going to have an easier time to defend. They've got great wave clear. That's the most important thing with their lineup, because they can clear the creeps so quickly. And because Neon, they don't have the best sieges, it's going to be a very slow process. And obviously, the more chances you take to try and push high ground, the more opportunities for Fnatic to potentially capitalize on a small misplay.
Yep. And Moonlight Shadow use, they are trying to look for pickoffs one of the ways to buy time for your team is to find those isolated members of Neon, but play hard. He is out of that vicinity, and unfortunately Fnatic's not going to find anything.
Yopesh was sort of fainting there that maybe he was going to TP in.
Jabs in a pretty aggressive stance. They might see play hard.
Do they have vision? I don't think they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's very, very dark on the map there for Fnatic. They're just running on intuition at this rate, just thinking, okay, where could they be?
Fnatic's trying to cut the wave with this media hammer from DJ. Pretty nifty with the Star Storm as well. They make it pretty. They make it simple and efficient. But Neon Esports, they are going to try maybe the second round to siege that high ground.
Oh, big item pickup as well on this side of Neon.
Scam just gonna walk in, no fear. He has the BKB, so he's not gonna be afraid of this.
I don't think you're going to be afraid now if you're Neon, because Crimson just got picked up on the side of Rappy.
Yep.
And most of the damage on the side of Fnatic is physical damage, so they're going to be able to mitigate a lot of that incoming damage.
Scam back to full health, thanks to the general. And with no glyph, that is going to be a tier 3, but this is what does happen. Rappy gets silenced, he has to freeze, gets stunned, but grabs the rocket as well. Jam is not going to do anything, doesn't even get the pull off, and Slow Party is beyond godlike. But look at Ice Ice Ice, he's trying to kill off Jano, but that's not going to happen. Ice 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 will die as well. Rappy is still surviving, finally dies, but Scam, he's trying to run in, gets gusted backwards. They have to stun onto this Bloodseeker. The damage is there, but Playhard will try to disrupt him. Savage drops on the way right on top of him, tries to disintegrate Savage, but he does go down. Yopar does not care. I'm going to enter that fountain and kill off this Drow Ranger, and that's the 10 that Yopar deserves. Ice Ice Ice, he buys back Inferno Blade. You have the blood right, but Yopar, he has to use to keep himself alive. And Scam runs in. He says, Ice Ice Ice, get away from my teammate. He wants that perfect KDA, and Scam will preserve that. That's a beyond godlike on the Bloodseeker, and Fnatic just getting absolutely ripped apart by Neon Esports in their own base.
They're playing so dang fast. Oh dear, they're going to be careful though. There is a potential swap that could come in.
Celebratory toss.
I think it's also just to get Scam out and be like, hey, come on buddy, gotta hurry up.
Yeah, Fnatic, they use everything onto Rappy.
So many buybacks happened as well to try and protect the Drow Ranger, but 23 Savage, he just got tossed in the fountain. I mean, how many times do you normally get tossed in the fountain by a Tiny?
Yeah.
Not too many times.
Close. It was close, but unfortunately not close enough. The only kills that Fnatic got were on the supports of Neon. Well, plus Rappy and play hard. That's pretty much it. But
They still need more.
Feels like this damage is irreparable for Fnatic. They see Yopar, so DJ should have a bit of information where this Tiny is coming from. With that first Rex gone, it is still okay. You know, you give up one Rex, still defendable.
Absolutely.
But the second Roshan might just be the final nail in the coffin for Fnatic.
It might be, unless maybe somehow Fnatic can take the Roshan themselves. Could you imagine the Drow being able to pick up the Aegis, being able to fight twice? She does a lot of damage by herself, so 2 lives might make the difference. But the question is, how do you even get into the Roche pit without being spotted by Neon? Because Neon have just done such a good job at just hounding all these Fnatic heroes.
Yeah, I mean, you give Savage 2 lives. If the rest of his team dies, this Drow is... He needs the Vengeful Spirit to be beside him. He needs his teammates to protect him, and DJ is unprotected.
Well, don't really want to be losing your Mirana there, especially with how soon Roche could potentially spawn.
Doesn't even need the Veil, just E-Blade Abatos is one of the ways to let the Tiny scale up. I won't be surprised if he decides to just go for a Dagon, but a Hex would be pretty decent. Play hard now, has the Lotus Orb. Be harder for Ice 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 to even land the Doom as the siege now is going to commence on that top lane. Multi-shot is used as well, but there's no way the Fnatic can find an easy way to get under Scam. They might have to concede this.
The Crimson Guard just mitigating so much of that outcoming damage. They would have taken more, but you know, Rappy just so good at helping to, at least to help to push the team forward when it comes to taking these objectives.
Silver lining, Fnatic, they have the repair kit. And they are putting Rappy at the front line. They're like, Rappy, you can die, but let's make sure you
He just has to poison over, right?
Yeah, just poison over, use everything, and die. That's it.
Poison over, use the Greaves, use the Crimson Guard, just use everything.
Yeah, just use everything before you die.
Blow it up and you can go.
His team will take care of the job.
Yeah. It's a very slow and steady push here for Neon, but I think if you're Neon, you can't rush the high ground.
This is just discipline. And this Doom right now is just trying to get those resources, needs to get the farm.
This feels so strange for Ice too, because I think in almost every single game leading up to this, he's been absolutely dominating on his off lane, but I think this is the first time we've actually seen him really struggle at all.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not given any room to breathe around the map, there is really little that you can do. Second Roshan is up. Even though the lineup from Neon Esports isn't good at taking Roshan, but with the lead that they have.
Could they contest Roche? I don't think they are. They're not willing.
There's no way they can contest the Roche.
I mean, look at the position. They're not even looking to do it. They're just saying, farm the jungle.
They can. If they contest the Roche and they lose, which will definitely happen, has a high chance of happening, the game is over. But Moon, he got his butterfly, so maybe that might help a bit. But it's getting tougher and tougher. With this Aegis, Neon is just going to push high ground. They also have the cheese as well onto Rappy. So Rappy now becomes an unviable target for Fnatic to go on. And you can't play hard or general. Fnatic will have a huge decision to make in this upcoming push.
Let's see if they can end it in this push as well, because of course if you're Neon, you don't want to make all these little pushes happen. You want to have that one big push to just take those Raxes down. There we go.
Drop onto Rappy, they doom him, but he does have the key. He's not going to use it for now. They're going to use the drag onto Jano. That's the target you want to kill off. Media Hammer also committed. That will force Neon Esports to immediately back off. No Oracle means no fighting. Leopard with the Avalanche, but Scam, he might want to turn around. He has the Rupture, drop the Blood Right, pops the BKB, has the Mjolnir to protect him, and he might be able to kill out Moon. Static, not able to move because of the Rupture, and he goes down for 80 seconds. They're going to finish off the illusion. Play hard, goes in, drops the Solid Wave. That is 23 Savage being caught up in a bad position, and he also gets finished off, but he has the buyback, so he will come back to life for round number 2. But Fnatic, do they have the resources to re-engage onto Neon? As Neon struggle to siege onto this tier 3 due to their repair kit. But Yopa's gonna try again. Doesn't get the toss off, but they have the Venomous Scare. Play hard, and they hit on. Those off, Jules keeping himself alive. 23 Savage trying to run away, but Scam is on his tail. Neon, they have to be patient, they have to be disciplined. Tier 3 is still available, and that is their target.
They want the glyph. This is such a long siege. They might have to retreat at some point because it's just getting a bit too long. Heroes are going to start respawning.
They're finally going to be able to do it. No Doom, no Lasso, no Moonlight Shadow. Easy for Neon. Rappy didn't even die. The Doom was not really used to perfection. Now with the Greaves available, Scam is going to be healthy as Jopart gets the use. He gets himself himself. Dodges away from the Gust, but he does get the multi-shot, and now Ice blinks in, gets the Stomp onto Play Hard. That's the Rupture onto 23 Savage, and this Draw Ranger has to pop the BKB and start running, but he needs his teammate to protect him. Scam pretty low. Neon Esports, are they considering to go for a retreat? Seems like Scam says, yeah, I think it's time to back off. We've gotten the racks. Let us reset for another fight, but Fnatic, they might not want to let this happen. Jabsy does have that lasso, but Neon Esports, they might be ready to fight again.
Such a long engagement, but Neon, they managed to survive through the entirety of it. And again, it's all just off of these items from Rappy. The Greaves being able to heal up the team, the Crimson Guard to slow the damage output from Fnatic. I mean, what can you really do as Fnatic? You have to make some of these crazy plays happen, but we're starting to see the big weakness in their lineup, which is the fact that they rely so much on the Doom.
Yeah, and remember when we, during the draft, I think Arthur mentioned this, you pick a Draw Ranger that's a Bloodseeker, you are in a lot of trouble if your team doesn't or is not able to protect you, and that's the case right now. Moonlight Shadow used, but Ice. This is good intel for Neon Esports, and it's just gonna wait it out. Fnatic, they set up Vision in their own triangle, but might not matter too much though, as they see DJ. Moon as well gonna show himself. And if they find a pick off, it's 23 Savage.
Oh,
He's isolated. Freshly picked Shiva's gut. Savage uses the Gust. That's enough damage. Goodbye. Die back for the Draw Ranger. 100 seconds on the clock.
That was such a questionable movement coming up from 23 Savage. He's walking down the lane alone. His team is in the middle of the base.
And Scam, well, he's not going to take the beat they have it. Doesn't matter. False promise to protect him. This might be GG. Fnatic trying to hold this 3 versus 5 against Neon Esports. And yep, GG. Fnatic, they get slayed at Neon Esports. They prove that the Kings, they do bleed. They take this 2-0.
That's under attack.